Good morning and welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Diego, where we worship each Sunday in South Bay, in Hillcrest, and online.
Buenos días y bienvenidos a la primera iglesia unitaria universalista de San Diego, donde adoramos cada domingo en South Bay, en Hillcrest y en línea.
My name is Eric Marshall, and I use the pronouns he, him. Special welcome to those who are here for the first time. Please fill out the welcome card in your order of service.
Soy la reverenda Kristen Kuriga y uso el pronombre ella. Una bienvenida muy especial a todos que están con nosotros por primera vez. Les extendemos la invitación de llenar el formulario en el orden de servicio.
Our community is a vital, diverse, multi-generational congregation without borders, with a mission to create community, nurture spiritual growth, and act on our values to help heal the world.
Somos una congregación compuesta de personas de distintas identidades racializadas y culturas, personas de diversas orientaciones sexuales y identidades de género, personas de varias habilidades mentales y físicas.
We are creators of community and compassion, and though we can fall short, we're committed to practicing an affirming welcome to all.
Welcome to worship this morning. We're so glad you're with us.
Good morning, muy buenos días. I invite you now to please rise as body and spirit allow and join us in singing our church hymn. From all who dwell below the skies, let faith and hope with love arise. Let beauty, truth, and good be sung through every land, by every tongue. De todos bajo el gran sol, surja esperanza, fe y amor, verdad y belleza cantando de cada tierra, cada voz. May love be the spirit of this church. May the quest for truth be its sacrament, and service be its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another in fellowship. This is our aspiration. Que el amor sea la doctrina de esta iglesia, la búsqueda de la verdad, su sacramento, y el servicio, su oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con libertad y ayudarnos mutuamente en comunidad. A eso aspiramos.
Good morning, beloveds. I am the Reverend Justine Sullivan, and I use the pronouns she and her. Sufi poet and mystic Rumi calls us to let ourselves be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what we truly love. Easier said than done at a time when our attention is constantly being drawn to ugliness, to suffering, to famine, to violence, to war. And yet, also at this time, there is great beauty. May 17th, 2004 was declared to be International Day Against Transphobia. And in those 20 years since, on this day or around this day, communities of faith, municipalities, and national governments, this year our own President Biden raised their voices in solidarity with those who are marginalized because of their gender identity or expression. And that solidarity is a beautiful thing. And so we light our chalice this morning in honor of collective action to make the world more just, more inclusive, more beautiful for all of our siblings.
Con espíritu de reverencia, reconocemos que nos juntamos esta mañana en la tierra de los Kumeyaay, quienes continúan viviendo en todo su territorio. Al emprender este viaje juntos, mantengamos en nuestros corazones y mentes el pueblo Kumeyaay. In a spirit of reverence, we acknowledge that we gather this morning on the land of the Kumeyaay, who continue to live throughout their territories. May the light of this candle shine for our commitment to the Kumeyaay people and to justice and equity for Indigenous people everywhere.
There we go. Good morning, friends. I would like to invite any of the children or youth who would like to come up and join me and Valeria for our time for all ages. Come on up. We're going to sit down here. Good morning. Oh, you do? Whoa, that's pretty cool. Anybody else? Oh, I see some more. We'll wait. Oh, here comes some more. Good morning. Good morning. Well, friends, I'm glad you came up because I need your help. We have a new member of our staff with us today. Can I introduce her to you? This is Valeria Aguilar, and she is our new Membership and Social Justice Coordinator. And we are very excited to have her here with us. So we thought we've gotten into this tradition now that when we have new staff or sometimes when we have important visitors, we use our time for all ages as a little introduction interview, almost said video. And so we're going to do that today. So could you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and maybe what you did before you started here today?
Yeah, hi. My name is Valeria Aguilar. I am a recent college graduate. I went to school in UC Berkeley, and I double majored in political science and ethnic studies. I'm from Chula Vista, so I'm glad to be home, and I'm very excited to get to know all of you.
That's awesome. So as social justice coordinator, you'll be in charge of helping all of our social justice groups. But what are some of the social justice issues that you're most passionate about or have worked with before?
Yeah, the one that I've worked with the most, I think, is with formerly incarcerated people and their reintegration into higher education and into society. I'm also really passionate about immigration rights and, yeah, so many more.
Awesome. Well, I have a few more questions, but I want to leave some room for our children. Do you have any questions for Valeria? What would you like to know?
Why are you actually here?
Good question. Because not everybody knows what a membership and social justice coordinator does, right? Those are some big words. So why are you actually here?
Okay, so my role basically helps guide new members and just people that are interested in the congregation get through the membership process, and then also works in collaboration with the social justice aspect of the church to get members to be participant in their communities.
Awesome, good answer. How about any other questions, friends? No other questions? Jordan, do you have any questions? Come on over.
What's your like camp or something that you're gonna be doing?
What's your what?
What's your group gonna be?
Oh, I guess what groups maybe are you going to work with? Do you know that answer yet? No. So you're going to be working with everybody.
everyone.
Yeah, and all of our social justice groups. So groups like the Pantry or the Rainbow Action Group, or what others? The Palestine-Israel group. There's a whole bunch of them. So I have some more questions. I know we share a hobby. What are some of your hobbies, and like what do you do for fun?
Ooh, for fun, I like to crochet.
Me too.
And I also practice yoga.
Nice. All right, last question. What's maybe one or some of the things that you're most looking forward to here at First UU?
I think one of the things that got me really excited about this position is the ability to be an active member in my community. I feel that as a student, I got to do that a lot in the Bay Area, but never really in my hometown. So I'm really excited to get to know all of you, be in community, and be an active participant.
Thank you. And we have one more thought. One more thing.
How did you learn to crochet?
Oh, how did you learn to crochet?
That's a really good question. Actually, my college roommate, who I dorm with, got randomly assigned to freshman year. We became best friends, lived together all 4 years of college, and she taught me about a year ago.
Very nice. Oh, it's just 1 year in.
Yeah.
Whoa, very nice. Awesome. Good question. All right, friends, can you help me? We're going to lead the congregation in our affirmation. Don't worry if you don't know this part yet. So we're going to stand up here because I need your hands to help me, and we'll say our affirmation first in English and then in Spanish. We are Unitarian Universalists, a people of open minds, loving hearts, and welcoming hands. Somos unitarios, universalistas, personas de mentes abiertas, corazones amorosos, y manos que dan la bienvenida. And now I invite all of the children and youth who would like to join me and their other leaders on the patio, and we'll go to religious education. And thank you. It's so good to meet you.
We pause at this time in our service to honor the life and the memory of Ava Garcia Mayers. Ava was a gentle soul. She was insightful, intense, and sensitive. According to her family and friends, she was a bright light. To know Ava was to love her. She knew how to make people feel special and to give them her full attention. She was a talented poet who loved to bring people together for writing groups, and at church, she was a devoted member of the young adult group. Ava suffered from chronic physical pain for which she could not find relief. She endured for many years out of the love for her family and friends. At the age of 35, Ava died by suicide. We hold all in our hearts this day who are grieving. And so we light this candle in honor of Ava's memory. and to mark the weightiness of her loss, we extinguish the flame of our chalice, the symbol of our gathered community. Because our company is diminished by her loss. Yet the light in this community continues on, and Ava's spirit lives on in us, in our hearts, in our memories of her. And so from Ava's candle, we relight our chalice. This community of memory and hope shines on, and Ava lives among us in the heart's long memory. In mystery we are born, in mystery we live, and in mystery we die.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, O my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, O my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, O my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Pray with me, pray with me, pray with me, oh my soul. Pray with me, pray with me, pray with me, oh my soul.
So lay ministers are available after the service on both campuses to offer a listening presence. This morning's lay minister at Hillcrest is Mary Ann Harper, and at South Bay is Karen Thurston. The Palestine-Israel Justice Team is hosting a talk with Rabbi Alexis Pierce after service in the common room starting at 11:30 a.m. All are welcome. And finally, this afternoon, there will be a Zoom session for you to meet and interact with the Board of Trustees candidates at 5 p.m. today. 5 outstanding church members are running for trustee offices in the next month's election. The link is in your order of service. the window newsletter and on our Facebook page.
Good morning, everyone. Today is the last day to bid for Yes. But never fear, if someone can't get their bids in, I'm sure next Sunday we might have some events left with spaces that go at the original, the lowest price. So watch for that next Sunday. But today is the last day for regular bidding until 9 o'clock. Please come see myself and Lori Crehan just inside Bard Hall doors. And if you don't know how to bid, it's okay. We'll help you. And we'll let you know if there's room left on events. Anything you want to know, come and ask us, okay? Because, and the best news of all, so far today, $15,561. Yes, so that's fantastic. And remember, we started off doing 2 auctions this year, so I can tell already that this is popular. And our second half is going to be great, too. So the next item I have to share with you is we have a new dip jar. So in preparation for the generosity offering, I want you guys all to remember, this side over here is for checks and cash only, okay? Right up there at that table. This table right here is for credit cards. We have our 2 original dip jars that are $10 each. The new dip jar, you can make any amount you want, and even a custom amount. They already have boxes checked already for you. It has our church logo on it, so exciting. And I will be there to help you, but you need 2 things. You need your credit card, and if you'd like a receipt, they will send you one if you bring your cell phone with you and set it on the camera first so we can keep the line moving. You can scan the QR code, and then when you get back to your seat, fill out the information, and they'll send you a receipt. Okay? So everybody ready? This side is fabulous. I'll see you there. Also, get my glasses. One way we live our values is by sharing our offering each week with a local organization working for justice. Throughout the month of May, our offering is being received in support of Doors of Change, a local San Diego nonprofit working to address youth homelessness. Doors of Change provides rapid, empathetic care to homeless youth who are looking for a way off of the streets. Since 2001, they have helped place over 2,800 homeless youth in safe housing. You may donate this morning here in person by credit card using the dip jars or by cash and check using the donation boxes. If you'd like assistance, please raise your hand because someone can come to you and help you. You may also donate online on our church's website, firstuusandiego.org. Thank you for your generosity. This morning's offering will now be gratefully received.
Our reading this morning is Calling by Nancy Schaefer. When you heard that voice, and you knew finally it called for you and what it was saying, where were you? Were you in the shower, wet and soapy, or chopping cabbage late for dinner? Were you planting radish seeds or seeking one lost sock? Maybe you're wiping handprints off the window or coaxing words into a sentence, or coming upon a hyacinth, or one last no. Where were you when you heard that ancient voice? And did yes get born right then? And did you weep? Has it called you since before you even were? And when you knew that, did joy escape all holding? Where were you when you heard that calling voice? And how, in that moment, did you mark it? How ever after are you changed? Tell us, please, all you can about that voice. Teach us how to listen, how to hear. Teach us all you can of saying yes.
It's my pleasure to get to be the voice that calls the choir back up to the pulpit. I hope they'll say yes, because they agreed to it before. If you feel called to sing in community, of course, we do it every week here on Sunday mornings, but you're welcome to come on up. You're welcome to join the choir. We're working on preparing some music for our service on June 9th here, and then we have our summer choir options. We'll send out an email to all you with information about that. But some cool stuff going on this summer in the choral music world of our community. This next piece is called I Choose Love. In the Midst of Pain, I Choose Love by Mark Miller. Our soloists are Ruth Turner, Sue Marbury, Paula Johnson, and John Hawkins.
In the midst of pain, I choose love.
In the midst of pain, I choose love. Thank you, choir, and Marshall and Tomas, for that beautiful song. This is also serving as my mic check. That was kind of sneaky.
So this month, we're exploring the spiritual theme of pluralism. And pluralism is about being in community with lots of different beliefs and life experiences and coming together and learning with each other, being on this search for truth and meaning. And so we thought that we might do something different this morning. One, we don't get to be in worship together very often because we have 2 campuses, and usually one of us is here and one of us is at South Bay. Also because I think one of the primary ways that we grow as Unitarian Universalists is in deep conversation with each other, right? With people who have a different lived experience than us. So we thought we might share with each other. And we chose for our text this morning the reading I offered called Calling by Nancy Schaefer, which is, interestingly, probably one of our favorite readings, both of us.
Yes.
So this text that brings us together. And so I'd love to ask you, where were you when you heard that calling voice? Where were you?
Where was it? Well, the good news is it keeps happening. Fortunately, right? I feel like I keep hearing that call. And Kristen and I talked a little bit about this conversation, but we didn't want to have it before we had it, right? Because then it wouldn't be as exciting as you never know what's going to come out of their mouths, kind of exciting. Joined the Unitarian Universalist congregation in our hometown of Northborough, Massachusetts. And I was serving as president, newly elected president, and the minister was going on sabbatical during a year of my presidency. She was going to be gone for 6 months, or she would until the fall time, only injury. But of course, she was frightened. And she was scheduled to preach that coming Sunday. And I said, that's okay, that's okay. And this is where it's like, this is such a Justine story. I'll just lead a hymn sing, I can do that. But no, I had decided that the only way this could work, the only way that people would trust that everything was going to be okay during this sabbatical, is if I preached the sermon that Erica, our highly, so I spent time like researching, I had books. People saw something in me, you know, but I think her looking so forlorn, and the minister do this, and Erica smiled and she said, knowing that the 2 of you were on your way to me brought me comfort. That would have been the sermon. I didn't need to spend all those hours researching humanism and the Humanist Manifesto. And so I think in that moment, that was probably the beginning of the end of my denying my call to ministry when, you know, I got that chance to serve. And I'm looking at Dale because she was there for the whole thing. So that was not the final yes, but it was pretty close to the final yes. I got through that. Yeah.
And I really love that. I love the idea that someone saw you coming to them and what they felt was comfort, right? Because that is so much the role of what a minister does.
Yes. So how about you? When it came for you?
So I think similar to you, there's a lot of stories, but the one that I think about often is long before I had any relationship to Unitarian Universalism. So I was a junior in college. I had just finished my junior year at Sarah Lawrence College, and I was going into my senior year, and I had just gotten a Truman Scholarship. And part of what they do is they take these Truman Scholars who are young students who are committed to public service, and they brought us from all over the country to the hometown of Harry S. Truman. And when we were there for like a week of study, and at that time, I was a really intensive like social justice organizer, kind of like a leftist radical, doing a lot of anti-war work and racial justice and workers' rights. And my perspective on spirituality and religion and church was really that this was the opiate of the masses, right? Like, smart people do not have a relationship to something bigger than themselves. So I had this real sense of like knowing what was true.
And you said you were a junior in college?
I was a junior in
Yeah.
college, yes. I had a really strong sense of like knowing what was true and what was right. And so we gathered these young students from all over the country who've been awarded this scholarship. And one night I'm talking with a friend who I respect a lot, is really smart, and is talking about the role of God in his life. And I hear myself say to him, like, those questions are closed for me. Like, I have no interest, not interested at all. And it's nighttime, and we're in Missouri in like a big open sky. And he stops me, and he puts his hands on my shoulders, and he says, "Look up and tell me there is not something larger than you." And I looked up at that big sky with those stars, and my heart literally like shattered open, like just went, and I just had this sense of being connected to everything and knowing that there was something bigger than me that I had always been with me and was beautiful, and that I didn't really know it. And so when I think about that first calling, I think about like being called into relationship. And that after that experience, I remember just laying on a park bench for an hour and feeling this sense of like spaciousness and love. And like I wanted to know this more than anything in my whole life. I like wanted to be in relationship. And so I think my call started there.
And again, it's being called in relationship. I mean, someone saw something in you and knew the question that would get you to that deeper place of knowing your own true calling.
Yeah, and maybe knew something that was inside of me that I didn't know, that I couldn't see. So I'm wondering, did you come across one last no? What's your one last no?
Oh, well, there were a lot of no's. I mean, I entered seminary at the age of 50, so it took me a while. And interestingly, sorry, I digress, but this is what I do. I was in a youth group in high school, and I met someone that has remained a friend throughout all those many years. And maybe about 10 or 15 years ago, she brought together some friends from that time. So I'd been in touch with her, but not with these other two women that I hadn't seen in probably 30 years. And we checked in, you know, what have you been up to the last 30 years? And I said, well, you're never going to believe this, but I have enrolled in seminary. I start in the fall. And these two women that hadn't seen me in 30 years looked at each other and said, yeah, we totally see that. So I guess maybe I was the last to know. But I remember one last no. Again, I'm looking at Theo because she's been there for these yeses and nos. And, you know, I had been hemming and hawing. Should I go to seminary? Should I do this? It would be so disruptive. I couldn't possibly do it. And Dale was offered early retirement. And she said, okay, if I take this, then that kind of means you have to, like, support us now. I said, okay. I'm not going to go to seminary. I'm going to increase my hours. I'm going to, you know, grow my practice. I'm going to support us. And I said, I'm not going to go to seminary. And she accepted early retirement. And then I went off to Justice GA in Arizona, right? That was during the that awful time. It's so hard to say how to distinguish it from this awful time. But immigration was a big issue, and we went. And I looked out at this sea of Unitarian Universalist ministers wearing the Side with Love stoles and T-shirts, and I thought, I should be out there with them. And I called home, and I said, Dale, I think I have to go to seminary. And she said, I know. So that's a no that turned into a yes. Sometimes that's really powerful, right? When you rule something out and then you know you have to do it. So, yeah. How about for you? Was there a last no for you?
It's funny, what comes to mind is the first no. Some of you may know that I served in this congregation first as the social justice ministry team coordinator. I was hired in 2009, right after I graduated from the Master's in Peace and Justice Studies. but I was not a Unitarian Universalist. I had been raised
So
Catholic.
she thought.
Yes. I did not know yet. So I was, been raised Catholic. I was a Zen Buddhist living in a Zen Buddhist city center at the time and had this history of labor organizing. And there was this really beautiful team of folks who hired me. And on my first day, on my very first Sunday, kind of like Valeria, Bonnie Russell, Jan Garbesky's spouse, turned to me, my very first day, on the patio, light in her eyes, and she said, "You're going to be a Unitarian Universalist minister." And she said it with such sureness, and she knew, and I remember internally I thought, what is she talking about? I'm not a Unitarian Universalist, I don't know anything about being a minister, I don't even know what that means. And that I think about that as the starting point of my saying yes to ministry. It was like she planted a seed in me and saw something in me that I could not see yet. And that it got watered over and over the years by all of these experiences and these people. So I just carry Bonnie so close in my heart and that moment so close in my heart.
One of the people who loved you into ministry. Yeah.
So what helped you say that wholehearted yes?
Well, they say that you shouldn't be a minister unless you can't possibly do anything else. I'm so glad that always gets a laugh. It's just not for the faint of heart. So, wait, what was the question? What?
What helped you say that wholehearted yes?
Yeah, I think the realization that I had said no and how aggrieved I was. I mean, it just broke my heart to think that I wasn't going to be able to do this thing, and that clock ticking. I thought, I have this in me, and I have to say yes. So I couldn't keep saying no. How about you?
So I think it was a lot of things, right? So a lot of small things over time, experiences doing the work in the ministry here, being invited into a discernment group with a number of other folks who were considering seminary. But there was a moment. The big question for me was that I knew I was called to be a mother. And I felt this call to be a minister. And I didn't have a lot of examples of people who had done that well. And so I was holding the question, could I be a mother and a minister? And I was deep in discernment, and I went up to the Bay Area, and I was doing kind of a solo retreat where that was the question I was holding. I was like, Spirit, show me. Am I supposed to be a mother or am I supposed to be a minister? And after a couple of days of silence, I was at a Spirit Rock Retreat Center, which is a Buddhist center, and I'm sitting quietly, and I'm sitting with the question, and all of a sudden, a deer comes over the hill, big, old, grassy, and just looks at me. And I thought, it's so clear. I'm supposed to be a spiritual leader. Because in Buddhism, when the Buddha comes back, he comes back enlightened as a deer. And I think, oh, I'm supposed to be a spiritual leader. So I'm watching this deer, and then out from behind the deer comes two baby deer who are frolicking along the hillside. And it was this Spirit was do you need a clearer message? Do you want to, And so that sense of that, my call was both, right? Call to be a minister, call to be a mother. And right as I was getting ready to be ordained by this congregation, I found out I was pregnant. And so when you all ordained me in 2018, I was 2 months pregnant with Lucas. And so you really helped to affirm that call.
And I can just picture Lucas kind of prancing like a deer. So
he's very prancy.
He's very prancy. I mean, actually, that video you showed me of him dancing, we should have put that in. That would be the perfect cap next time. So we're wondering about all of you. I mean, so we are called to be your ordained ministers, but we believe that everyone has a calling. Everyone has something that that speaks to you. Frederick Buechner says that the true call is where the world's great pain meets your great gifts. I'm paraphrasing. So we'd love for you to just take a moment in quiet reflection and think about, where did you first hear that call to service, to something larger, something that you felt you could and must say yes to? So just take a moment and kind of call that to your minds.
I think we also have a song that might help us.
Oh,
we have a
are
hymn.
we singing first?
We are, but
I don't
that's
know what I
okay.
would do without Kristen. I don't know. So we
No,
have a
but-
song first, but
yeah.
then you can hold that question
Yeah,
while
but
we're
hold
singing
that
it.
question while we're singing, and we'll invite up Marshall to help us with this hymn.
Walking with you, walking with you is my prayer. Walking with you, walking with you is my prayer. Singing with you, singing with you is my prayer. Singing with you, singing with you is my prayer. Being with you, being with you is my prayer. And working with you, working with you is my prayer. Walking with you, walking with you is my prayer.
So we hope that you might turn to one another. If something's come to you as, what's calling you right now? What does your heart want to say a wholehearted yes to? If you feel comfortable, you might turn to one another. If you prefer not to share, you can just place your hands on your lap and look down. Take a moment to share what's calling you. I love hearing this buzz, right? This buzz, this voice, this calling amongst you. So we know this wasn't much time, but we hope that you'll go with that question in your heart. What is calling you? May you answer it. I want to invite you to rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, Answering the Call of Love.
The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide, and so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we've found. We are answering. As hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide. Reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. We are answering the call of love.
Beloveds, let us answer the call of love. Let us be silently drawn and not so silently drawn to the stronger pull of what we truly love. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen.